Good morning, everyone, and happy August. This summer, wow. So, please be seated. We come together today with open hearts, acknowledging and recognizing the Christ presence that is here for us, residing in us, and as active as every one of us. We open our awareness to the one presence that embodies our whole being. We also open to the connection that exists between each one of us in this universal web of intelligence. We embrace our unity with all in the energy of compassion and kindness, and we invite this divine energy to rise within us as we, in turn, extend it outward to connect with Earth and all sentient beings. This uniting spirit of oneness, this I am presence, we call the Christ. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jill Meadows. I'm the service assistant today. For our music ministry, you already heard from Cheryl Hodge, keyboards, Rick Baunach, harmonica, and Kate Curtis, our sound leader. Lovely, love it. The message today is being given by Reverend Frank, who'll come up now and share today's theme.
Hi, everyone. I'm Reverend Frank, if you haven't met me. And we start this year, we've been doing the theme each month of one of the Unity 12 powers. And welcome back. And the power for August is the power of will. I know, right? You should think of that one. And the color silver, right? Who has silver? Well, we use white. We're getting close enough. It's a fascinating power. And that was part of the bottom line of it all is, we have will. And there's also the will, the divine will. And part of what's going to happen the whole month is how do we align that of ourselves to be in harmony with or aligned with or in recognition of the words. They're hard to find the words, like deeply feeling into that thing of what is the divine, what's afoot with this divine impetus and getting in that flow. And a big part of that is how we choose our words. So, which starts with, what are we thinking? So today the talk is called Will and Words. And then just as a special treat, we have 11 chaplains that we're going to dedicate today for the next 11 chaplains that went through the training this year. And so part of the talk will end with a dedication of our chaplains. So thanks, y'all, for showing up, all you chaplains. I think just my wife is missing, who's sick at home. I know, but anyhow, we'll have most of us. Okay.
Thank you, Frank. Now, as we prepare for our time of reflection and meditation, please hold this meditation music quietly in your heart.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray.
Together, we set the intention that we hold the people and concerns of our hearts with love and affirm in prayer their highest and best good. Please feel free to speak aloud anyone or anything you would like to have included in this prayer, or simply hold your prayer intention in consciousness. As we enter this time of contemplation, take some time to get comfortable and grounded in this moment. Maybe do a little body scan. Gently release any areas of tension you feel. If you notice any troubling spots in your body, send that part of you, love, and accept love and reassurance from it in return. Next, take a couple deep centering breaths. And listen to this reflection of mine I call decisions. I have the power to choose what I think, say, and do, and what I don't think, don't say, or don't do. If I'm struggling with something, I pause, take a breath, and go within. I ask myself, what's my vision? What is my divine desire? My divine inheritance? I explore my feelings, motivations, and insecurities without judgment. What if there are no wrong turns, no mistakes, no missed opportunities? The universe supports me fully, regardless of the direction I go. Each moment is a chance to begin anew, to recalibrate, to reassess, to listen again to my internal guide, to realign, to reset my compass for my North Star. For I have changed. Myself, my mind, my thoughts, my expressions, my movements. My perspective has also shifted. My idea of what is possible has expanded. I feel lighter and freer. Decisions are like breathing. I make them naturally. I have the power to choose my thoughts, words, and actions. I can rest in the silence, whenever I seek direction or renewal. I'm willing to listen. I am divine intelligence. I choose truth. I'm willing to be unlimited. I'm willing to be me. And so it is.
For the first special today, I've chosen a song called Nature Boy. And we don't really do that much jazz here, but since this is the jazz group, you notice our drummer couldn't make it today, but I'm so happy Rick Baunach is joining me. This is Nature Boy, and it is about learning love. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he came my way, and as he spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me. He said, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. You see, there was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea, a little shy and sad of eye, but very, 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 very wise was he. Then one day, one magic day came my way, and as he spoke of many things, fools and kings, this is what he said to me. He said, the greatest sweetest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. In return. In return. In return.
First off, before the talk, because I know you want to know, yes, I have a grandson. He was born a week ago Thursday at 11:20 at night. And so he's, 10 days old? And his name is Paxson, Paxon. Sort of like the peaceful one? Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, he'll be the full little boy, you know? And yes, I've gotten plenty of times to just sit and hold him. And I just don't want to give him up, right? It's like, except I'm like, like, Dad, give me him back. So sweet. So I've joined the grandpa club or grandparent club for all of you who've done it. I know. Joined an illustrious crowd. Not quite the Gary great-grandparent crowd yet, but anyhow. So today, Will in Words, I wanted just to give you a little bit of New Thought history, something that really inspired me. And I think it helps because we'll build on that. It's what maybe you find so maybe attractive about New Thought, certainly what I do. And in the start, when you look at the Fillmores, specifically in Unity, they had these teachers. Emma Curtis Hopkins was one of the great ones. Emily Cady was one of their great teachers, and they had her actually write the first one. Everyone was saying to the Fillmores, well, what's Unity and what's New Thought? They went, ask Emily Cady, let you write it, we're still learning ourselves. We get Lessons in Truth, one of the foundational pieces of work in Unity. But they also were inspired by the Transcendentalists at the time, the Emerson and a lot of the Transcendentalist thought. And then they went to the Parliament of World Religions, 1893, and they met this teacher there. His name was Vivekananda. Did you know this? So Vivekananda was his power. He's one of those very first people that came from the East and brought the thought, spirituality thought, Advaita, Vedanta, usually it's known as, but this energy of the East and came to the West. And a big part of that whole thinking, and to try to say, to define it, you can spend a lifetime studying this, of course, but is this deep notion of oneness, of just the unitive consciousness, that life, humanity, all of what we are is not beings that have consciousness, but consciousness expressing through us. You feel the difference? Today in modern science, contemporary science, this is, if you like to read the consciousness studies, this is the ongoing debate. Somehow people might say there's one thought that says consciousness is just a thing that is an emergent property of our brains. It's from materiality and it grows, we create it somehow. But the deep spiritual thought that you can trace back for millennium, actually, is that consciousness predates us all. And consciousness just expresses itself in multiple ways and constantly expresses. You might want to say it's that thought of the universe, what we are is just an expression of the universe looking back on itself. We are this expression of the universe that then has the sensibilities of a human, so we could appreciate the universe as the universe from the human perspective. And it really changes the dynamic from saying, I'm this individual thing that's doing things, to this, I'm the expression of the one that's expressing. Do you feel the difference? To recognize that we're part of the one. One thing I love to do is go walk in the woods And you just look at all the various life, and I think to myself, I'm not like Frank walking in that woods. I'm just part of everything that's expressing is everything and getting to be expressing and experiencing this whole woods, this whole experience of all these different living things, which are just other expressions of the same thing that I am. You sense the difference? And all of a sudden you walk out in nature and walk in the woods and you go, there I am expressing differently. And we're just recognizing this one principle, this one power, this one allness expressing in various ways throughout and seeing how it all cooperates and we cooperate with that and we're all in harmony and there's this dance of consciousness that's expressing in all of us. This kind of language, I think, maybe now in 2026 is we've heard this before, we've experienced it before. I always saw like these new thought pioneers that were understanding this from the mysticism of the Western thought, all of a sudden meeting these people, the Eastern thought, and doing this thing where they were doing a dance of melding and understanding this oneness, this unitive consciousness from all these great teachers. And we've had this 100 years of evolution and experience of what this is for us. I decided the other day I was going to go to Winco from the perspective of unitive consciousness. And I decided I was going to start doing it in the parking lot. You been to Winco parking lot? Just making the turn on that back street, it's like, yeah, okay. And instead of maybe the emotions I might have had, I just went, there I go. Oh, there I go. Oh, there I am. Oh, here I go. There's the one expressing as the many. And I am that. And that's me. And I'm feeling the way. I'm expressing as me, and I know that expression, and it's unique. Each one of us is uniquely expressing the one from the perspective of us. How cool is that? But not different people at battle and at arms with each other, but just in this dance of this play of consciousness. I think I love about the Tai Chi kind of things. We're all just like dancing with each other and moving with each other. Yeah. I went in and I saw these two guys, and they had the best cowboy hats, big belt buckles, and they were arguing over salsa. We should get this salsa. No, we should get that salsa. That salsa's not as good. And I said, I don't know who these people were. And I just sort of stood there and went, like ranchero foodies. Of course, why not? Cowboy foodies. I don't know why that surprised me. They like food. They were arguing about how to make the best tortilla. Why not? I just loved the sort of the dance of the play. And I was barely even shopping. I was just walking around going, there I am. There I go. Oh, there I am. Just seeing the oneness, just feeling the exuberance of like, and there I am in line for that breaded chicken. That was me. Just feeling that one, do you see what I'm saying? And our teachers, Vivekananda, who the Fillmores met, he taught that there's many, like any philosophy, any spirituality, there's the many perspectives of a thought. But one thing that they say he brought that was so beautiful, and it always resonates with me, that if we're all just this one divine expression, there can be this sense of like, well, then all of this is just an expression. Maybe it's a dream. Maybe it's just an illusion. And I can be in a place where I'm just going to transcend. And that idea is there. But what Vivekananda said is, and so if all of us are this play, then engage in life, engage with each other, acknowledge that divine spark in each other. And if we're all that one expressing, then all the more to embrace each other with this deep, profound love and compassion. What your song said, the greatest thing you can do is love and be loved and return. This is this idea of being the spirituality, this spiritual person, this knowing this oneness, and then engaging with it as one, not looking at the nature as things, but just other expressions of the one consciousness that I am. What does that do for our environmental consciousness? What does it do for our love of each other in community? When we just feel and see the oneness. And so much of that then involves, at least for me, it involves knowing this feeling that's different and changing and being very aware of the words I use. The words I use. And am I using words that bring up a sense that I'm separate? Or am I using words, am I using my language that indicates that I'm sensing the interconnections and the play of consciousness of all of us that we are. This one consciousness showing up and expressing as the variety, this beautiful variety. Why does divine, what is the divinity of the source and the power of the whole universe? Why does it decide to show up as so many different individual things? Thomas Aquinas says, it's so magnificent, it's got to. It's got to. It's like the divine impulse is going, this is so great. I got to express this tree and this planet and this person and you and you and you. I just need to express as all of it, just to expand what it is to be the one. It's so magnificent and beautiful. It just has to express in all the colors and all the play and all the possibilities. And we get to be part of that. We just can feel into that. And so it comes back to our words. Our words. There's a great sense of I want to say a couple words, like the I am consciousness. That's one. And many people, here in the West, I'm deeply ingrained in this tradition called Christianity, this flow of what came out of this great teacher, Jesus of Nazareth, this flow and what he showed. And I'll just speak for me. It's hard to imagine that these great teachers, we've all known great spiritual teachers. It's hard to imagine that any great spiritual teacher is going to show up and go, look at me. It ain't you. It's all me. I know this, Jesus. I don't get that. What I hear this thing saying is, look what I found. That's you too. This thing that I found that's alive in me, that's alive in you. This is great. Try it. Try it. Jesus, I am. This is deep in the deep theology. When Moses met the burning bush, he says, what? God says, go forward. He goes, when they say, who sent me? What do I say? He goes, I am. I am. Just tell them, I am. So did Moses go up and go, well, who sent me was this bush that was talking? Or did he go, I am? I am sent me. I this very sense of the isness and the beingness and the full of the consciousness that's flowing through me, that I can claim the I am consciousness for myself. I am the light of the world, Jesus says. Try that. Say it with me. I am the light of the world. Wait. Mean it. I am the light of the world. Wow. Right? It's always nice to go, well, Jesus did it. I'm going about my business. All of a sudden to own, I am the light of the world. Maybe sometimes I hear words like light, I think consciousness. I am the consciousness. I am expressing the eternal, the one, the consciousness, the world. I am that. And Jesus, he used the sense Father, or sense heaven was one of the phrases he used. I and this other, this heaven are one. Try this. I and heaven are one. I and heaven are one. Yeah, I'm the energy of that. He said, when he said after, I am the light of the world, he said, then you are the light of the world. Well, of course, this is what a great spiritual teacher will do. Look what I found. In the East, in the tradition that Vivekananda would have taught the Fillmores, there's this sense that each soul, each human being has a fullness of an energy which he called the Atman. And then the one eternal, this one power, this one presence they call the Brahman. And the Brahman and the Atman are one. They're one. The Atman of me represents the Brahman of eternity. And this dance, this constant dance is always happening. There is a prayer we say, and as of today, I'm going to ask if we can try something for a while and see how it feels. It's called the prayer of protection. And we say it to end every service, as most unities across the world, as far as I know, typically do. And we say, the light of God surrounds us. Now, if I'm in dualistic thinking, that there's the God out here and I'm over here, and somehow there's this chasm between us. Then I say, the light of God, it's like somehow this God's going, here's some light. And it's surrounding me, and God's over there. But if we hear a dualistic thought, that's how we hear that. But if I'm saying the light of the divine, the light of God, which is all there is, which is within, without, outside, around, everywhere, it's the expression of me. The light of God surrounds us. Then we just feel that energy, and then we want to do what Jesus suggested. Try it out. Try it out. Wear it. See how it feels. So I say the light of God surrounds us, and you say, I am the light of God. Try it. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. Yeah. And then go to Winko. And walk by the salsa aisle and just walk through and go, I am the light of God. And how might we treat people differently? The light of God, the love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Really? I feel that, right? To be the presence of the one, to be the presence of source, to be the presence of God. Does it change your posture when you walk in this door? I'm the presence of God. It does me. It's a lot easier to go, I'm not it, and what's wrong with you? Well, we can go through life like that, and actually, that's kind of, I think kind of what happens. Am I right? Mostly. You know, God's going to get you. Who? Be the presence. Be the power. Be the light. Be the consciousness. Claim it. Know it. It's this truth of our nature. And not only I am the light of God, you are the light of God. Are we saying that we're always being the light and the power and the presence and the love and the wisdom in the most perfect way? Yeah, I don't know if I always nail it just right, because I have will and I can choose. And this is another part of the divine of this gift of divinity. We can each choose how we want to show up. And I have this sense of this divine energy going, yeah, choose this way and find out the joy of what happens when we resonate with that. So the I am. And then just to tie one last piece of that, and then we're going to bring the chaplains up. In unity, it's the same way about praying. We tend from these teachings, and once we get it into our inner being, we start feeling this. I sense, I'll speak for me, I feel it really deeply. To pray to a divine being over here, well, I'm over here, and say, hey, God, over there, I'm asking for something over here. Now, so I want to pause and say, I would never, it would be the height of hubris for me to ever ridicule anybody's prayer. And I'm not doing that, and I don't mean to do it. And even great unity teachers say, there comes a point in your life where maybe the greatest prayer is, God, help me. So put that one in your quiver, and that's all right. That's there. There is this sense of relationship, right? But what we want to suggest is, from unity, what we learn is this I am consciousness, that in a sense of a prayer, that we can identify the truth of the divine principle. And what are some of these divine principles that we can say is truth about God? Wisdom, will, understanding, love, order, life, letting go, faith, exuberance. I like that one. And more. I love my new grandson got a name of a virtue, the name of one of the powers of God, pax, peace. They call him Poxy, little peaceful one, a virtue, a sense of God. What if we can start with saying, God is peace. God is peace. We all good with that? And therefore, say with me, I am peace. I am peace. Because I am an expression of that one. And so are you, and so are all of us. God is love, so we say, I am love. In unity, our prayer consciousness and new thought, we can identify, we can identify the nature of God, and then claim it for ourselves, individually and as a group. And from that energy, then we can say, oh, I am love. Well, therefore, here's what I can do. Here's who I can be. Here's how I'm going to show up. Here's what I'm going to write. Here's where I'm going to go talk to someone. Here's the next step I'm going to make. Here's how I'm going to be in this life. Not to escape it into some oneness consciousness that drifts me away, but to engage in the oneness consciousness, the divine presence in all things. I am that. I am the thing I claim of God I can bring to each other. And so in this prayer consciousness and what our prayer chaplains have practiced and the way we've prayed and the way, if you notice, if you go back for prayer in our prayer room after service and in all various ways, we pray from the sense of God is and therefore I am. And if I am this energy that God is, if I am this value, this virtue, this principle, this oneness, this power, then we have the energy to bring that power to each other and to our world and sit in that consciousness with authority and power and know the truth of our nature. So we practice that. We try that. We as best we can, just when next time you're just out for a walk, just look around and say, God is, see what comes to you, and go, therefore I am. And how am I going to show up differently in the world? This is the consciousness our prayer chaplains bring. And all of us. This is the gift to all of us, a new thought of a way to understand our consciousness, the way we show up in the world. So, at this junction, I'm going to ask in alphabetical order. We have 11 prayer chaplains. I want to ask to please come forward. And you can line up, I'm going to move this, right up here at front. Let me pull this forward. Yeah. In alphabetical order, Kate Curtis. Where's Kate? Yay. Malin Avera. That's not alphabetical. You should have been first. How about right here? We'll come behind. My wife, Diane, is not here. B. Curl. B, come on up, please. Helga Delaban. Helga. And Cheryl Henney. John Honorato. And John Logan. I know. I was a math major, so, you know. Yeah. Jill Meadow. Is Paige somewhere here? Did I see Paige? Paige is out of town this week. And Eleanor. Ooh. You want the step? There you go. Would you take one and pass it down? Okay. I'm going to start here, let me help you get these out so you can listen. Give me half of them if it's okay. Here you go. Pass it down. Here you go, Malin. Oh, no, I got enough. Okay. Here, B.
Thank you.
Okay. So our 11 prayer chaplains prepared themselves this year by meeting for a 6-week training. It was led by Malin. She's the sort of the fearless leader of this particular group, and myself. And the course we did followed the Unity Prayer Chaplain material, specifically focused on the book of Reverend Linda Martella Whitsitt, which is based on the prayer practice of silent unity. It's a 24/7 prayer ministry by Unity Worldwide. Their training involved prayer practice and bonding with the other prayer chaplains. And some of our prayer chaplains have been in this ministry for years. And also B, who's been a licensed practitioner through the New Thought CSL tradition. For others, this is their first time to step forward in this role. So I honor your courage, your commitment to your own spiritual growth, and your willingness to serve this community. So what our prayer chaplains do? In the book of Samuel, God calls the prophet Samuel multiple times. And when Samuel realizes it's the voice of the divine, Samuel finally responds, "Speak, Master, your servant is listening." So this morning we're recognizing each of you, for you have opened to Source Divine and said, "Here I am, your servant is listening." You have heeded the call to be a prayer chaplain. It means you were first willing to participate in our Unity Prayer Chaplain training. In addition, you've committed to the following: daily spiritual journey based on love, faith, prayer, and gratitude. That you demonstrate an active commitment to our spiritual center and our ministry's principles and beliefs. That you hold a spiritual space of possibility for others and yourself, knowing and trusting that the divine is in charge of all things. And you've committed to prayer, both for your own transformation and with others, that you will listen lovingly, and having and demonstrating a genuine interest in the well-being of the congregants and the other prayer chaplains, and that you will always hold whatever is shared with you in confidence. And so I'm going to ask you each, or all of you, a few questions, and if you would respond to them with "I am," if that's how you feel. Are you willing to accept this commitment and dedication? Are you willing to remember to open a space for God no matter what? Are you willing to do your best to stay prayed up? Yeah, that's a good one. Are you willing to support the other members of the prayer chaplain team? Are you willing to practice self-care? Good. And so, having made your commitment and recognition of your ministry to Unity of Bellingham, what we have here is reflection journals, these beautiful Tree of Life journals. And for each of you, Eleanor and Jill and John and John and Helga and Cheryl and B and Kate and Malin. This journal is a symbol of your commitment to prayer, to contemplation, and your own internal journey of your prayer consciousness. And fortifying your own prayer consciousness, then you can in turn support their prayer consciousness with others. And now you all have, as a way to share a reflection, we've talked about the prayer of Francis of Assisi, but we've adopted this prayer so that it reflects the I am consciousness of which we speak. And if you wouldn't mind all praying this in unison, and John Honorato, you lead. You've got a strong voice. Go for it.
Okay, great. Opening now to the divine source of all, I affirm, I am an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, I express love. Where there is injury,
if you would all open your arms, we'll just pray them in with this song.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and all we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world.
How about you? You go do you on the hand.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and all I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you, prayer chaplains. Let's give them a hand. Okay. It's official. So a couple announcements. You guys know that this Friday is Don Miguel Luis Jr. And so so far the ticket sales are doing really well. But we could probably put 80 people in here, and we're well over 40. I don't know, B, did you see recently? Are we 40 something? Okay, like 45? Yeah. So it's already really good. But, Don Miguel Luis Jr., his dad wrote the 4 Agreements. He's since written a number of books, as has I think his brother and sister have written some too. And it's just a powerful ride. I've seen him speak. And it's kind of like as the years go by, you think of like, I mentioned the Fillmores went and saw Viva Cananda. I mean, what an opportunity, life-changing to see this great spiritual teacher. Don Miguel Luis Jr. is one of those people. He's really profound, and he brings an indigenous wisdom, the Toltec religion. And so he has a way of looking at things that are so wonderful and sort of opening in consciousness. So highly recommended. If you haven't got your ticket, please come on Friday. It's like when we get a chance to have these great spiritual teachers coming through Bellingham, and we feel very honored. They called us. It's like, we're coming to Bellingham. Can we come there? And we're like, yeah. So of course, thank you for calling. Yes, you can. So not only bring yourself, bring a friend. It's sure to be an amazing night, and make it evening of it. It's this Friday, Don Miguel Luis Jr. Then the 22nd, we're doing, I want to be a chance to announce this, the Treasures in Your Trunk. And what's really funny is I just saw an advertisement for another Unity in Bend doing Treasures in Your Trunk like 2 weeks after ours. And I got it on the Facebook. Like we'll push this one out to all these people too. But we want to give everybody here first chance to give a spot. We'd like to do 25, 30 cars. And I think we've told you, basically, it's like a garage sale. You just back your car and open your trunk, and whatever you can put in your back seat of your front, you pop down a table, whatever you want, and you got 4 hours just to sell your treasures. Well, they might be somebody's treasures. Things you want to sell. It's $25. It's a fundraiser. There'll also probably be burgers and cornhole and so all sorts of other fun stuff. So it'll be a really nice Saturday morning in the summer. And I'm going to plant this seed. We haven't started advertising yet, but then like 6 weeks from now, Brian Flowers is going to be back, and we're going to do another storytelling workshop. For those of you who missed it last time, or even if you made it last time, I think a lot of us came to the storytelling workshop having already known what story we wanted to tell. Well, this time, you have to dig a little deeper. And what we do is we meet for the afternoon, and we go through the principles of storytelling, and we practice storytelling. Then we take a dinner break, and then we come back, and those who want get the stage for 7 minutes to tell their story. So you can come and do the workshop, or you can just plan on coming that night. We'll be advertising that more in the near future. I did want to say also, typically first Friday is Power Art. For those of you who enjoy coming to Power Art, thanks, Malin, for leading that. But this first Friday is Don Miguel Luis. So this month, it's second Friday. We'll still be doing the Power Art. So this is an interesting month. I just wanted to point out, it's summer. So next week, I am not speaking here, and I'm going to be speaking at Center for Spiritual Living. And our friend Reverend Abigail, who's a wonderful, wonderful speaker in person, she's going to be speaking here. So we're going to do a podium swap with Reverend Abigail and myself. So if you haven't met Abigail yet, it's this wonderful friend, and I've heard her speak, and she's a delight. So it'd be fun to hear that, Reverend Abigail next week. And then on the 16th, our friend Kate Moody, who hasn't been here for a year. And one of the things Kate does, this is my experience of her, she sort of writes a small, I don't want to say it's a concert. She writes a service to music, and she does the meditation, and she does basically the whole thing. I think John's going to help her with a song as well, and Kate is going to be pitching help. Thank you. And I've heard her do her talk, and when she does the talk, she's doing it like to music. It's amazing how she does this. So it seems like she puts something together about once a year, and she's taking it on tour. She actually called, and she's going to be down. I called my previous church in Nevada City, California, and she's going to be down there, and we're getting the Unity people in Nevada City to go see her as well. So she's on tour. She'll be here the next week. And then the week after that, the fourth Sunday, my good friend Spring Chen, I've done Tai Chi with her. We've done a lot of stuff together, pickleball, Tai Chi. She's this great musician. She's a great artist. She started a university, and it's very connected to the Tao. So I said to her, Spring, what would it look like if you did a Tai Chi thing and we mixed it in with a unity service? And we called it a Uni-Chi service. So fourth Sunday, and hopefully this time we'll be able to be outside. We've gotten rained out the first two. We're going to be out in the grass, hopefully if it's a nice day, or we'll do it in here. And I said, you got to realize some people aren't going to want to get up, but it's something you can do in your chair. You can get up. There'll be movement. There'll be practice. She's going to be doing music. She's an accomplished musician with some indigenous Chinese instruments. It's really fascinating. What it's going to look like, I don't totally know yet, but we're going to call it our first Uni-Chi service. So that'll be the fourth. So the next few weeks are going to be very interesting at Unity. So please join in any and all. Good. Okay. And as we close, let's join together in our prayer for protection. I'm going to say it first, and you repeat with the I am statement. You ready? The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God, and the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And all together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Okay, everyone, have a beautiful day.
Let's